Howdy, folks, back again with some more prospects for us to go over. It's never over with our prospects. And first up, we have Jonas Grant. He is a left-handed pitcher, a starter, but most likely probably going to be reliever for us, and I'll get into that in just a few moments. He is our number 13th prospect as of when I saw him here in early September. 5th round pick in 2028. He's been in the bullpen most of the year over his last couple of seasons with us, and I think that is his role going forward. I don't think he has the same upside as everybody else that we've seen. A lot of those guys have ace to top 3 guy in rotation upside. I do not believe that is the case for Jonas Grant. He seems like a spot starter / long reliever / lefty specialist at some point. He limits hits and can go multiple innings and start. We did see him in a start late here for Hartford. 5 pitch mix, a 2-seamer, a curveball. No, excuse me. A 2-seamer, a changeup, a sinker, a 12-6, and a slider. So we're on those crafty lefties where he's not going to blow your doors off. Sits in low to mid-9s with the fastball. But he's just crafty lefty, right? He's going to move things around. He's going to win off movement, win off soft contact, which helps him kind of maintain, opens his floor up, but also kind of limits his ceiling. That's kind of his skill set at best. That's pretty good. Slider is the only plus pitch with control in most pitches, holding him back a little bit. So slider is his pitch, but just can't really control everything. So it's not exactly Greg Maddux-like where he's dotting corners. He does get susceptible to leaving things over the middle and just hoping that something misses a bat. It's not generating misses. It's just generating soft contact, which can be a strategy, but at some point you're going to have to go miss a bat, and the control hinders him a little bit in that regard. But he also doesn't have a lot of break on the pitches. It's minimal break. He's basically throwing it with enough movement where you're like, all right, fastball, all right, this, all right, that, but it isn't moving a tremendous amount. So that's why, like I said, we get into why he's probably a bullpen guy. Just the stuff that isn't elevated enough to be a starter for us. So it's most likely going to sit in the bullpen. He has a slow, deliberate, semi-sidearm, old-school delivery. This guy was brought out of 1981, it seems, which is fine. In this performance that we saw him, he had a solid first time through, a couple of hits, but a lot of weak pop-ups, again, kind of alluding to that soft contact that he likes to generate. Second time through, though, was more of an adventure. Top of the lineup was chewing him up. And again, in this level, there's a lot of guys who are former big leaguers, guys who are pretty advanced prospects, and that is really what got him. He had lack of command. His lack of command hurt him deep into the start. It started to become more apparent that he wasn't really hitting his spots. He did settle down the last few innings, but wasn't able to recover from a bad third inning where we saw him give up a couple. Overall, the pitching line looked solid. He did pick up the loss, but he went 6 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. And like we said, most likely be a bullpen lefty for us if he does make it to the big level. He's 21 years old. That is Jonas Grant. Next up on our recruiting trip, we stay in Hartford, and his battery mate, Josh Rubel. Josh Rubel was a 4th-round pick in 2027, catcher with a lot of pop, has switch hitting capabilities, did not have a great first season in our organization. Really struggled, especially against lefties, which was seen as a strength for him. It's gotten better. Has really struggled against lefties in his time here, which was seen as literally just said that. This is how good my notes are, that I have them memorized. He's our 15th ranked prospect. He's number 14 ranked catcher in all of baseball as well. He's a very solid spot defensively right now, and we see him throwing out some runners here. So you add that power, you add the fact that he's getting a decent amount of walks, you add that he's a pretty solid defensive catcher. He doesn't need to hit 290. He can just be a guy that slugs 20 home runs, 25 home runs, hits in like the low 240s or something and plays good defense, I'd be fine with that. That's basically what we're getting with Drew Romo without the pop. So why not add a couple extra home runs in there, add that OPS up, and get our offense even better? Not an athlete. He is not going to be mistaken for an Olympic sprinter or level athlete. Just kind of a slug back there, but it works. It works for him. That's why he's a catcher. Maybe a first baseman at times here or there, but not a guy we're going to be putting out into the outfield. Not a guy that's going to transition to even like a third base or so. It's catcher, first base, potential DH kind of guy. He is 6th in home run and 8th in slugging. We see him in a home run right here, showing off that power and what we like about him. Swing has a lot of holes in it, which can limit his offensive potential. He's one of those high home run guys, but he's also going to strike out a bit. But he also doesn't like walk a whole bunch. He's gotten better at that. His OPS has been in a good spot, but he's not going to walk 90 times to offset his 200-plus strikeouts, which can, again, like I said, limit him. He left so many runs on the board. He struggled with the fastball. Now we're talking about his performance. Struggled with his fastball. Seemed like there was no plan at the plate. Seemed like he was just swinging the bat, especially in the first start of, or the first game of this series. However, he really found his footing in the last couple of games. He showed power in game 2, and then a more contact-oriented approach in game number 3. Overall, over the time we were down there with Rubel, went 5 for 14, did have 5 strikeouts, but did catch 6 runners. Had a home run, a run scored, 2 RBI, a double, and did get caught stealing. I don't know why anyone would have him stealing. I might have to fire our double A manager. MLB, what is the ceiling for Rubel on our team at least? If he can get more consistent at the plate, you could see being the everyday catcher one day. I think, again, like I said, with the pop, with the defense, if you just get a little more consistent at the plate and just be a 240 guy that hits 20, 25 home runs for us and gives us good defense, I could see him being our starting guy, if not just sharing a platoon role with someone. And we'll do it here for our Down on the Farm. Which one of these guys did you think has the most upside? Which of these guys do you think is making it to Colorado first? I'd love to know what you guys think. And more Rockies on the way soon. We will see you next time.